BYU Sports Nation, I am Spencer Linton. He is Jarom Jordan. It's time to reveal some blue goggle takes from national experts, and they span multiple topics and multiple sports. Let's begin with a friend of the program and college football writer for CBS Sports, Shehan Jeyarajah, who said the following on the College Football Insiders podcast.
If he is the guy, if he has truly separated himself as being somebody who could start week one, and by the way, we talked about Florida's tough schedule to start. BYU has a great schedule to start for a first-time quarterback. They could easily be 6-0 heading into that game against Utah. It changes the upside. I dropped them from being among my contenders in the Big 12, 1 or 2, to like 8 or 9 after they lost Jake Retzlaff. Not because I thought that Jake Retzlaff is a superstar quarterback, but because he was asked to do so much for that team. If they have upside at that position with a really good running back in LJ Martin, with a really good receiver room with Chase Roberts, and by the way, also his brother Tiger Bachmeier, who's a really good player, it changes a lot and maybe could help elevate BYU back into that contender tier.
Yeah, let's clarify the he in that statement from Shehan Jeyarajah. He is zeroing in on Bear Bachmeier, saying that if Bear starts, BYU has a legitimate shot to make the Big 12 championship game.
He did say maybe at the end, so it kind of softened it there.
Bear or bust for Shehan. Jarom, does he have a point? Or is Shehan wearing straight-up BYU blue goggles with this take?
Listen, we all want that. That would be incredible. Nobody watching this show that is bleeding blue doesn't want this, Spencer. I do feel it is an aggressive take. It is some mild blue goggles to be like, yeah, BYU could go to the Big 12 title game. I just think as a true freshman, we're going to give him some grace, some time to figure it out. Frankly, if BYU goes 5-4 in Big 12 play and 3-0 in non-conference,
with a true freshman starting quarterback,
and 8-4, which unfortunately I think we have the same exact opinion on this. 8-4 regular season probably is our kind of expectation. I think that's pretty good with the true freshman. I really do. But is it good enough with all the pieces around that quarterback? Is 9-3 what we should expect? I don't know. It feels a little blue goggle to me. Trust me, I want that as much as anybody else, if not more. I would love to be like, yes, BYU's going to go 10-2 in the regular season. They're going to go 7-2 in league. They're going to win a tiebreaker. They're going to be in the Big 12 title game with the true freshman. And at that point, Bear won't be a true freshman. He'll be experienced. He'll have 12 starts under his belt, blah, blah, blah. They'll be in the playoff. Chances are that's not happening. But if this defense and run game and Bear develops way quicker than we thought, and he is the number 6 dual threat in the country coming out of high school, all these things happen. It just is difficult with a true freshman. Well, there have been other freshmen that have done it. Jarom, Sam Levitt at Arizona State. Redshirt freshman. Johnny Manziel won the Heisman as a redshirt freshman. Oh, you said redshirt. True freshman, it's hard. I want to give him some ability to make a few plays where we go, what was that? He's a freshman. A senior would make a couple plays where we go, what was that? So that feels a little blue goggled to me. And trust me, we are a blue goggled program.
It's blue goggled. But Shehan believes in BYU's defense, clearly, and the team element.
Yeah.
Who was the last great true freshman starting quarterback in college football? I was trying to think about who, as a true freshman.
Was Tua a true freshman when he came in for Jalen Hurts? I can't remember.
Incredible, but he didn't start the season.
Right. He got some time later.
He had basically the whole season to receive tutelage under Jalen Hurts.
Yes.
This is a very different. Matt Barkley at USC was a true freshman.
Was Nico Iamaleava a freshman?
I don't know if he was a true freshman.
You know.
Point is, it's
Caleb Williams maybe at Oklahoma.
It's difficult to think about those names because there are few. There are few that have been dynamite.
Did they redshirt
as true freshmen?
Yeah.
So I am inclined to be very patient with Bear. If
Trevor Lawrence, but he was a number 1 draft pick.
He was a great true freshman.
Yeah.
Did Clemson win the national championship that year, or were they just good?
Yes.
Wow,
Peyton Manning,
there you go.
Tennessee, 94. He went 7-1 as a starter.
Okay.
Like, I just found a couple. But we're reaching into 2018. 94? I mean, it's not common.
It's tough to do it. So if you presented to me that BYU has a winning record in a Power 4 conference at 5-4, and they go 8-4 overall with a true freshman starting quarterback,
that's really good.
How could you not be excited about the future for BYU?
Yeah.
And you have a chance at 8-4 to go to a bowl game and maybe get to 9 wins on the season.
And 5-4 in this league, you're probably tied for 5th.
Which is awesome.
How many teams are going? No one's going 9-0, 8-1 to me. Nobody. It's 7-2 is your first place teams in this league.
The argument for BYU fans that I have seen that has become so common on social media with why BYU could be and should be better than 8-4 is because of what happened last year. They're pointing to Jake Retzlaff's less than overwhelming stats and saying, well, can't Bear Bachmeier do that? If he could just replicate what Jake Retzlaff did, why couldn't BYU win double-digit games again? That is the argument.
Yeah, and as a freshman, I would argue those are pretty good numbers. Like, Tanner Mangum's numbers
can just take care of the ball and not lose BYU games. The defense and all the parts are good enough to win double-digit games.
Your QB does have to win you a couple.
And Jake did.
Yeah.
He did.
Yes. And your QB loses you some, too. Right? It happens. Number 2, sticking with CBS Sports. Brad Crawford did a Big 12 schedule breakdown. He picked each team's first loss of the season. By the way, Shahan will join us tomorrow, who we just talked about.
Yep.
So Brad goes, BYU's first loss. When is it going to be? At Arizona, October 11th.
Whoa.
That means BYU would start 5-0. Your boy mentioned that I think that's going to happen the other day. Is that blue goggle that Game 6 is the first loss, and at Arizona would be that one?
It's just a hint of blue. It's not
like a light blue.
Put on the goggles. It's just some blue haze.
Blue haze.
If you will. 5-0 to me feels like it's very possible because who on that schedule in the first 5 games is straight up on paper better or expected to be better than BYU right now? None of those teams.
Including Arizona, by the way.
Okay? So why not get to 6-0? I know it's in Tucson. But in the Kalani era, he has had his way. He's never lost to Arizona as the head coach at BYU. And they've played a bunch of games.
Yes, they have.
He's had his way with Arizona in all locations, in Tucson, in Las Vegas, and in Provo.
And in Glendale.
And in Glendale.
In Glendale, Arizona, in the first game.
In 4 separate locations, BYU's played Arizona. Kalani and BYU have won all of them.
Kalani's a real estate guy with Arizona. Location, location, location.
The thing that scares me about Arizona in game number 6 is if Noah Fafita rediscovers what he was 2 years ago and it becomes a shootout, then I'm nervous because I don't know if BYU's offense with a potentially true freshman starting quarterback can afford to get into shootouts.
Will the BYU defense ever allow a shootout?
I don't know.
I think they're good enough to not be in that situation.
They got into a shootout with Oklahoma State last year.
30s, kind of, yeah. To me, a shootout's like, you got to go probably in the 40s. That's, yeah.
Okay.
30s, it's like, yeah.
Was it 37, like 35?
35, 31? Was that the final? Something like that?
I'm trying to remember.
Yeah, we'll see. It is a little bit blue-goggled. But, yeah, that schedule, you can do it. Utah, at Iowa State, Texas Tech, TCU. That's game 7, 8, 9.
It was 38-35 last year.
38-35.
So that to me felt like a higher scoring game.
Mid to high 30s, that's a shootout, sure. Yeah.
An Oklahoma State team was 0-3 in the Big 12 coming in.
That's it, and they ended up 0-9. That would have been such a bad loss, by the way. If it had been the one, it's like, So the only win for Oklahoma.
You told me BYU was 6-0, then we're kind of getting borderline blue goggled. Like,
listen, the Colorado, of those first 3 Big 12 games, chances are you lose one of them. Yeah, one of them.
I believe BYU is good enough to be 5-1. Like that is my expectation.
Even with true freshman quarterback.
5-1, and then can you split the back 6 where the schedule gets much tougher?
So it'd be nice to be 6-0, and then if you go 3-3, you're 9-3, and now we're talking. If BYU's 6-0, things are going to get crazy. But it's like, hold on. Kind of like 23, where BYU was 5-2 and then lost 5-0. It's like, yes, BYU's 5-2, but let's, we're adding a ton of weight to the bar here coming up the back half.
Let's keep it going, shall we? Yep. Some blue haze. Start 6-0, then it gets a little blue goggled. Well, the Big 12 announced yesterday that all teams, football and basketball, as we prepare for these games and hoping that BYU comes out a winner, will now have to produce an injury report, Jarom.
This is actually great for us. It's just
us so
public.
Much.
We all have it.
Specifically, teams will be required in football to submit reports 3 days before their game, the night before, and a final report 90 minutes prior to game time. Like, it's official.
This helps the on-field reporter. You. You and Mitchell Juergens are like, please make it manifest.
I am in favor.
Yeah.
Is this a welcome change? This is the most obvious question I may have asked ever in the history of this program.
Who's holding teams, not BYU, to be honest in their dealings here? Who's saying, wait a minute, because last year it was like, yeah, Cam Rising could play. Yeah, Cam Rising play. He didn't play after that. There are questions there, right? Other teams, there's some gamesmanship, I'm sure, with this. You don't want to hold your cards out. If you say that a guy is out and then he plays, is there any repercussions for that? What is the sort of honesty level of this report?
Yeah.
And what is the competitive advantage, gamesmanship element of that? Yes, it is absolutely welcome. I think that's great.
There are some other rule changes along with this very obviously awesome shift with the pregame injury report. It makes so much sense, okay? But do these other football rule changes, not just the Big 12, but in college football, make sense to you, including cracking down on players feigning injuries? Oh, the flop, Jarom.
So basically, once the ball is spotted,
yes,
you can't be injured. Otherwise, it's the use of a timeout, and then that player still has to come out.
If a player presents an injury after the ball is spotted, a team will be charged that timeout that you mentioned. This needed to happen.
Yeah, this is good. It slows down teams from slowing down the defense. Yeah.
Only one timeout in the first two overtime periods, one more for the remaining overtimes in the game if it advances 2 additional overtimes. Kick returners can signal a T with their arms, and play will be whistled dead.
Now, I would think it's with your hands. You have to do T for Tonga?
I have no idea.
To me, it'd be with your hands. It'd be like a timeout.
Okay.
Why did they say arms? This is arms.
Maybe they want it like
Samoa's like, yo, what's up with that?
Maybe they want it more bombastic, like a bigger signal. Maybe that's why they suggest the arms instead of this.
This wasn't enough? Oh, you stick your arms out,
like
your whole
this,
body. Okay.
That's how you signal a T, not like this with your arms. Okay, straight up.
So now they're making it
out.
real difficult for the returner. They have to literally go with all wide open and then bring them back in. They waited the last second. That's a little weird to me.
Okay.
Parker Kingston will be just fine.
Well, it's happening, and if they do that, the play will be whistled dead.
Someone's going to go like this, and they're like, that's a invalid signal.
Yep. Defensive players within
Mickey Mouse
1 yard.
Ref,
hey, finally, defensive players within 1 yard of the line of scrimmage may not make quick and abrupt actions, simulating a snap. This is to try and make the opponent jump offside or false start.
Yeah. Yep. There's certain words that are specific to the defense. There's a bunch of stuff.
You can't mimic those.
Cougar Stats brought up a great point yesterday when I posted, hey, here are the new rules. They did not address one of the biggest issues in college football right now, which is the substitutions. When the offense makes a sub and the defense just lightly jogs out there and then the offense takes a delay game or a timeout. I want some kind of resolution where if you haven't gotten your guys in within 5 seconds or whatever, they can just snap it. The offense can just snap it. Once you hit 5 seconds, sorry. And if the offense, they're not going to sub that late typically. You can say the offense cannot sub later than 10 seconds on the clock. And they can snap it at 5 seconds regardless of what the defense.
So you put both teams on a shot clock.
Yes.
To make sure that you can't beat the system.
Yes. There's something there that needs to be done because it's so annoying when the offense makes a sub at 20 seconds. They get off at 10 seconds, and then the defense starts. Oh, 2D linemen. BYU and Utah in that game.
Oh, my goodness.
There was some massive flexes in this space next to each other. And it's just annoying to watch. You use the rules to your advantage. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah. Because then you're forced to call timeouts
or you have to take a delay of game.
Take a penalty.
Yeah, it's just annoying. We got to fix that one.
All right.
Fix that one. Okay, back to blue goggle takes.
Let's go.
Potentially. Although I don't know about this one. College Basketball Report posted this graphic on X showing the projected top scores in college basketball for the upcoming season on the Torvik data and projections. Torvik knows what he's talking about. A.J. DeMonte, 8th on the list, projected at 18.4 points per game. Richie Saunders, 19th at 16.9. Is there a world where BYU has 2 of the top 20 scorers in the nation?
Yes. We expect both of them to be drafted into the NBA, and they, in Richie's case, has proven it from last season. He's considered an all Big 12 first-team player. So if you have the potential first-round pick overall in the NBA draft and A.J. DeMonte.
First overall, yeah.
Yeah. And Richie Saunders, who has already proven it at the college game.
Feels like Richie's at least second round, right?
This doesn't feel that blue-goggled.
No, not at all. In fact, I expect this.
I get it.
It was just quantified in this graphic.
Wouldn't it be nice if those two were putting up 36 points combined per night?
And Rob Wright's like, I'll give you 14. Let's get to a just
the big three, putting
easy
up
money
50 combined every night. Whew. Yeah, but that doesn't.
I expect
that does not feel that blue goggle. Maybe
No.
AJ averages 17.1.
I'm actually
and Richie's 16.2.
I got AJ for 20.
They'll be there.
Give me 20.
I think he's unselfish. That may actually.
If he's 18, he's probably, to me, AJ is the amount of shooters on this team. He's at least 3.5 assists per game. He's going to have a high number.
Yes, he shares the ball very well.
Watch those highlights they put out on social. He is finding guys open. By the way, Richie is taking dribble step-back threes now on guys. It's not just catch and shoot. There's
developed
a new element to his game.
Absolutely.
Also Zach Selya said in practice to Eric Meek and TJ Haas on their podcast, these guys
are all so good.
They're all so good. He's like, I try and guard AJ with my dad's strength.
Yeah, he said I'm trying to body him up with my dad's strength.
Yeah, it's tough.
His mullet and, oh my goodness, mustache.
By the way,
Kevin Young yesterday said that the last 2 days of practice specifically, for the first time, he stepped back and thought, whoa, we could be really good.
It just hit him.
It just like these last 2 days, he's like, we have looked really good. And they've had some minor nicks and bruises that have kind of not allowed the full team to get out there and be practicing consistently, but he said nothing to be super concerned about. So he's like, I'll be excited to see like when all of our guys are fully healthy and we're going. But even now, the last 2 days of practice, I have been like, whoa, we can be really good. And he says, day-to-day basis, AJ will typically do 1 or 2 things every day that make me go, okay.
And that's the guy that was in NBA practices for over a decade.
Yep.
So that's pretty good. By the way, on that graphic, JT Toppin at Texas Tech expected to be the leading scorer in the country. John Blackwell with Wisconsin, hello, again, at the Delta Center. And then Darren Peterson, of course, the wannabe foil to AJ.
Yeah, it's Boozer, Peterson, and AJ DeBonta who are the projected top 3 picks right now.
Yeah.
In the NBA draft.
Those are the opponents on the board. It's fun that the 2 BYU guys are right next to each other on this graph, by the way. That's what my son Tate pointed out. He goes, oh, AJ and Richie right there. Yes, son. BYU will be right there. Let's go.
Can you imagine 36 points a night from those?
Caleb Wilson, by the way, North Carolina in the exhibition as well.
That one doesn't feel that blue goggle to me. Maybe you think it is. Maybe you're not ready to buy into the idea that BYU legitimately has 2 of the top 20 scorers in the country on the same team. But hey, here we are.
I think most BYU fans are.
Here we are.
You don't have to like it, but those who aren't BYU fans may be participating in the program. Welcome.